Hello, how are we doing? This is just a little bit of a quick lesson. I just wanted to kind of give you something that you could do on a Sunday afternoon, on a lazy Sunday afternoon. I'm just going to kind of wait for a few people to show up and then maybe I'll get going. Full of cold, unfortunately. So I've had to take to my bed. Hey, who we got here? Haunted. Nice to see you. I don't think I've seen you before, Haunted. We got quite a few people here. My goodness me, there's 16 people here already. Come on, tell me who's here. I'd like you to say hello and then, because I like to say hello to you guys. We got Julie, hey, 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 loud and clear. And we've got you too, with or without you. Hear the heartbeat in your eyes. Right. Okay, that's great. It's wonderful to have everybody. Now, this seems like a hey, we've got Rod, I'm not here, Trevor Gordon, and we've got John Swanwick, and we got Barry, and we got somebody I can't pronounce from Atlanta, and we've got Zoe, hello Zoe, we got Marco, and we've got Paolo, and we've got a lot of people here, and we've got Bob, and who missed me on Friday. And we've got lots and lots of people. I joined the stream when you was taking a walk. Okay, that's cool. All right, so we've got a few people here. I've been in bed the last few days, so I've not been feeling too marvellous. Full of cold, but I dragged myself out, being the martyr that I am, to give you a little bit of a lesson, something to do. Thank you, Alan. Happy New Year to you and peace. And Yogi we've got there. So we've got quite a few people. So let me get started. This is just a short lesson. I've just crawled out of my bed to kind of give you a little bit of a blues lesson on guitar for anybody who's interested. Okay, so I'm going to kind of show you a few things that can kind of give you a kind of Robert Johnson-y type of sound, okay? For anybody who's interested. Right, okay, so what I'd like you to do is, this is something you can do in your own time, but it's something that might help you, right? If you think of a D shape, like that, I'm sure you all know what a D is, and you just move everything up one string, so you're like this. Let me kind of get in so you can see. The light isn't brilliant here, unfortunately. Let me go down, like so. Okay, right, so we've got a D, like that. Now, if you move all of those fingers up this way, one string, right, and then you go up to the 5th fret, like so, you have this Robert Johnson-y chord, okay, like so. And so immediately that gives you this kind of Robert E. Johnson type of sound. You got this. So you use these two fingers here and play the A, and then play these bottom ones. So you got like a okay, so all I'm doing here is I'm playing that A, and then I'm just moving it back, and I'm putting the pinky on the bottom string of the 5th fret for that kind of sound. I'm not liking the light here, it's not very good. Bear with me, guys. Okay, that, jeez, I can't do a lot about the light, unfortunately, guys. I'd like you to be able to see more clearly, but anyway. So this is the D shape, right, that we've moved up. We're on the 5th fret. So when you play this, we're playing A in the bass, like so. Then we drop it back, we move it back up. Okay, so this little pinky goes on this bottom. When we drop it down, we get that kind of sound. So we got and then instead of playing a normal D like so, he kind of plays his D like this. Okay, so that's just the second string first fret and the third string second fret, and then you can play this bass note with your thumb, or you can play it like that. So you're playing the sixth string, third string on the second fret, and the index finger's playing the second string here on the first fret, like so. Okay. And then we go back to this A. Then we go to an E. So back to the D. And then an A. Alright, so you can see that this Robert Johnson idea is largely this. Back to our D. Then we go back to our A. Then to an E. To the D. And then you've kind of got a turnaround. So one of the kind of secrets is when you're playing blues and stuff like that, people tend to play around these positions. So you got an E and you got an A and a B. So all the chords, a lot of the kind of, I'm just trying to, there's no way to alter the contrast on here, unfortunately. But anyways, so people tend to play a lot of kind of blues stuff around here. And if you say play an A, well, most people will play this, or this, or this. Yeah, but you don't see a lot of people playing that. And you don't see a lot of people playing that D. It's usually, but this D gives you more of a Robert E. Johnson feel, and then back up to this A. Hi David, hi Willem. And then when you're going back into your E, you can just play a partial E like that with your pinky on that to make an E7. Okay, so it's like that. And then there's this A. And all that is like a D7, alright? So you imagine the first and third strings on the second fret, index finger on the second string first fret, and you move that all the way up to the 8th fret. And you just play this A. Drop it back. Back up. Okay. Somebody's trying at the same time and having a little bit of a disaster. I think that's Alan. Alright, but this lesson is here, and once it's uploaded I'll put a link to the lesson, because I've done a whole lesson on this, yeah? So you'll be able to kind of, yeah, so as William's pointing out there, it's the same kind of thing, you know, that Clapton uses for things like, you know, Key to the Highway and things like that. I got the key you know, it comes into that and this D shape. Okay, so I suppose the kind of point of this little lesson is try not to play your typical positions like A there. Try playing it here. It's just a little bit different, yeah? All we're doing is we're on the 2nd and the 4th strings of the 5th fret, like that. And then this ring finger's on the 3rd string of the 6th fret. And we're just playing the bottom 5 strings. And then we just move it back. And then back up. And then we go to this different D position. 2nd string 1st fret, 3rd string 2nd fret, thumb over the top, or you can play it like that. So these two fingers playing the 6th and the 3rd, and this one playing the 2nd, so you can play it like that. And these are like typical chords that Robert Johnson uses in a lot of his songs. To an E. So that's just a partial E, yeah? 3rd string 1st fret and 4th string 2nd fret. To a D. Good morning, Joseph. Okay, so as I say, the object of the exercise maybe here is for you to look at different ways of playing the most common chords. So, you know, it doesn't have to be here for an A. It can be here. And it can be here. Okay? So you got an A here. And you got an A here. And this is just like that bar, only you're just taking certain notes. Pinky's going down there. That's your D. And then your E. Okay, and you probably know this little walk down. Okay, that's 1st string, 5th fret, 4th string, 5th fret. And all that's happening is we're walking this note down on the 4th string. We're playing 5, 4, 3, 2 into an E major. So let me show you that. Okay? Or you can play some little variations. Like so. And this is something that can be used anywhere on the guitar depending what key you're playing in, okay? Yeah, so this is the note which governs what key you're playing. So we're in A. If we were to play it up here on the 12th fret, we'd be in E. Okay? So yeah, like I say, it's just a quick one, this, guys. I just wanted you to kind of start, if you don't already, to try and think outside the box a little bit. Because we always go to our default positions like this for an E, that for an A, this for an E, and this for a D, and stuff like that. So, you know, we can sometimes overlook these chords, which really give these old-time blues players their sound. You know, is that you're never going to get that kind of sound playing an A here. It's never going to sound very kind of Robert Johnson-y. I mean, it kind of does if you kind of start playing this thing. So yeah, you know, just try and kind of. I've done a lesson on caged, Caged, and basically what that shows you is how to play kind of chords all over the neck, the same chords, you know, and that's well worth watching. So you got a C here, you got a C there, you got a C there, you got a C there, and on it goes. So if you can play these chord shapes all over the fingerboard, it kind of helps you. It helps you with kind of licks, because even when you play a lick like that, they're all kind of parts of a C chord, yeah? So that's like a C chord, because that's like a D chord, C. So we're just taking parts of a C chord. Yeah? So you can come up here, you know this is a C chord, so you can. So it's really important to try and get a feel for these different chords in different parts of the guitar. Now there is a song by Reverend Gary Davis which really illustrates this. It's just using 3 chords, and yet when you play it, it sounds like there are loads and loads of different chords, but in fact there aren't. Now this is something I'm going to take a look at in the future, but I'll just give you a quick preview now. So we've got this kind of. Yeah, so all I'm really doing here is playing the same chords in different positions, but it just sounds like I'm playing lots of different chords, yeah? So we've got into a C. Okay, so you know what this chord in here is? An F. All right. G. F. Okay. G. C. Same again. So it's a great little exercise, this, in how to play chords all over the place, you know. And so once you've kind of learnt this, it's a really, it's a kind of good way to go forward and develop all these your knowledge of the fingerboard, because ultimately it helps you in so many different ways. You know, it helps you know the chords all over the place, but it does much more than that, because it also helps you to be able to solo everywhere. You know, to be able to know where all the notes are for a particular chord that you can kind of play. Like I say, we're only kind of playing the C, F, and G, but yet it sounds like there's a lot more going on. So that's something I'm going to be looking at in the future, to kind of help you get to know the fingerboard a little bit more. And so, like I say, this was just a kind of small little lesson for you to think about some of the. Hey, I think that's Tezza there, isn't it? See you live. Hey, what a great little tune. So we've got a few people here, and we've got Les Gibson. Can you use E-shaped bar chords in the song, for example, F at the first fret and C at the eighth, or are they an octave apart? I'm not entirely sure what you mean there, Leo, unfortunately. Don Patton, thanks, Joe. Susie, hey, Susie. Sharpen, good to see you, Sharpen. And the cat, thanks for the lesson, Joe. You're all very welcome. A little G string and counting, a little riff on the G string counting. Yeah, there's lots of kind of questions here for different kind of stuff. So, as I say, you know, always try and spend a little bit of time thinking about what you're doing. It may seem a little bit of a kind of silly thing to say in a way, but it's good. Sometimes we can play things without really fully understanding what it is that we're doing. And it's good to examine that, you know, because anything we can do to kind of increase our knowledge as to what's happening is a good thing. Often we can just learn a song, play it, and not really know much more about it, and you know how it's constructed and things like that. And that can be a kind of a good thing to do. It can really help you get to know the fingerboard. Yeah, so it's amazing how much you can kind of forget here. Good day. That's definitely Tez there. Is that a number you do with Al? No, it's not one I do with Al. That a lot of the stuff I don't do a lot of my blues with. Hello there, Philippe. Um, I don't, and hello to Poland as well. I don't do all my blues stuff with Al. Just kind of some of the more intricate stuff. It's just stuff I play solo. This is a nice number which I've covered over at Patreon, you know, for anybody who hasn't seen it. Hey Jake, great to see you there. If I can remember it. Keep going to that wrong chord there. This is kind of interesting because again it gets you working with these chord ideas. So you have these kind of, you have like a melody and you also have a bass line. You know, like a walking bass line, and then you got the melody on the bottom as well, which is kind of interesting. This is called Rambling Blues. As I say, it's over at my kind of Patreon page. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, there's a lot of blues over there. It's kind of, all these kind of things are really good workouts, you know. So yes, just wanted to kind of touch bases with you all guys and say hello to you. And it was great to catch up with you on the Joe Show with Al this week. I had some really, really positive feedback about that. And yeah, it's something I would certainly look to do again because it went down really, really well. And thanks for all your feedback on that. It's really very, very much appreciated. We went through quite a lot of the stuff that we kind of play when we play out live and stuff. And so that was kind of a nice opportunity to do that so you can see what it's like in that situation. I might even broadcast one of our rehearsals at some stage just so you can get a feel of what it's like when you're trying to get material together with somebody and things like that. It can be a kind of interesting experience in some ways. I don't know how many of you are kind of finger pickers, but it's a great thing to kind of get started on if you can. Yeah, I was thinking so as well. Susie, a rehearsal might be interesting. Hey Steve, good to hear from you as well there. So yeah, one of the things that... Yeah, Joe, I kind of, you know, I tell you what, look, this is going to be a relatively short one. I'm going to finish off shortly, but let me just kind of show you, if you're looking to get started with this kind of bass thing on your thumb and a little bit of melody and things, okay? If you imagine a D shape here, okay, so that means our pinky and our ring finger are on the second and third strings on the 7th fret, right? There. And then this first finger is on the first string of the 5th fret. And if you just play 5/4 in the bass, like so, like that, and then we have an A chord, still 5/4, then an E chord, 6/4, and then 5/4 again, okay? So that's really what we need to kind of do as a starting point. Back to A, 5/4 in the bass, 6/4, and 5/4. Now what we're doing is we're dampening the sound, okay, because that's kind of quite important. Now if we add a little bit of melody, and I'm only really doing this with this finger on the bottom strings, all right, it's nothing really that complicated. Might sound like, but it kind of isn't really. So if we go... And what we're doing is doing this when we come into the A, long A, so once we're kind of familiar with that, okay, just playing basic shapes. We can go different shapes, right? So we can play okay, so the simple way is just very basic. You just fret that chord that I showed you. 5 4 5 4 5 4 5 4 A. 5 4 5 4 5 4 6 4 5 4. Okay, and then just little finger going. So these kind of two fingers are just plucking. Just mess about, yeah? Long A. Now a lot of people say, well, I can never play this chord. I'm never going to be able to play this chord. Well, you will, but it's just practice. It doesn't happen immediately. Okay, it really can take some time, but if you're just patient with yourself, start out with this little A, then try and this kind of position as well can be very difficult, and people say, oh, I can't do it, but the only way of doing it is practice. Some things just don't happen immediately. Say like if I show you how to play a C chord, you'll be able to do that straight away, but with something like that you might not. It takes a little bit more practice, you know, to be able to do something like that. So don't give up, just keep on going. And it might sound a bit rubbish to start with, not how you want it to, but it will get better and better and better the more you play it. So don't be discouraged, just try and persevere and be patient with yourself and you'll get there. Finger picking can be a really wonderful thing to do, you know. So I urge you to kind of start as soon as you can, because it means you can play all this kind of stuff. And even play it right occasionally. I haven't played this for so long, and somebody requested it the other day. I've done a lesson on it, by the way, guys, if you're interested. It's Tears in Heaven for those of you who aren't sure of what it is. It's a really nice song. I'm very rusty on it. I haven't actually played it in ages, but and it's the thing is that just because you can play something, unless you're constantly playing it, it doesn't just happen when you first play it. Even for somebody who's very experienced and plays a lot of guitar, you still have to kind of remind yourself periodically of some of these songs, because there can be a lot to some of the songs that it's different if it's a kind of simple song. But this is a lovely song to learn. Lovely chords. So yeah, all this kind of stuff can really open up new avenues for you. So, if you're just a plectrum player, then maybe think about just doodling a little bit, starting to get these fingers working. I've done loads and loads of videos on how to start with finger picking. Just put kind of Joe Murphy finger picking into YouTube. It should bring you back a fair few videos and things. But if you haven't started using your fingers, it's never, it's worth doing as soon as you possibly can. And maybe start it alongside your plectrum playing, so do a bit on your plectrum and then a little bit on your finger picking and stuff like that. And you'd be surprised how quick it kind of happens. You can start playing all kinds of little things which are interesting. It's not just kind of, say, the blues stuff. A lot of people like all this kind of Robert Johnson, and things like that. For too late, I was wringing my hands and crying. I believe to my soul that your daddy's going down. Now from forward till late, I was wringing my hands and crying. From forward, so it means you can kind of start playing all that kind of stuff. You can play lots and lots of things which you couldn't really play on a plectrum, Loads and loads of stuff, but it's not until you just start getting these little fingers on your right hand, going and stuff like that. So I hope that has helped you in some ways, guys. Just a little bit of a doodle. Let's see what we've got. Night will not get better and better. Right, okay, so let's just say a few little hellos and things like that. Hey JK, great to see you. Fantastic. It's been a little while since I've seen you on here. And Rod, I'm glad that you like the sound of things, Rod. On and off for years, not bothered for a long time. Think I will start again. You've encouraged me. ATB from North Wales. Hey, John. I love North Wales. Often go there. I used to go there as a kid quite a lot as well. Camping, Snowdonia and all that stuff. I love it out your neck of the woods. Okay, Joe, I'm glad that helps you. Never been able to anchor my right hand with a pinky at the top. Just feels so uncomfortable. Just practice that, Martin, as I say. Great advice. Never give up. Will be a better player if I wear a Nike top. No, you won't. No. It doesn't help, I'm afraid. Um, Else I'd be selling them. It would be cheaper than a Martin guitar. It certainly would, yeah. Can you play The Devil's Got My Woman? I'm not entirely sure of that one. Yeah, what, the Skip James? Yeah, I need to do some Skip James sometime. I do like his stuff. It's all about practice, and that is for everyone, whether they admit it or not. It's very true, Martin. Yeah, a lot of practice required, and it doesn't need restraining. Leo, you're a bit of a comedian. I can see that. Love it when you sing and play, Joe. Yeah, the cat there. Yeah, I'm not. I'm full of cold at the moment, which is why I'm not really singing. I'm going to crawl back into my bed after this and with a hot lemon drink and just try and see out the worst of this cold. It depends on where you're wearing it. Leo, it's good to have you on board, and I hope I don't know if you know, Leo, but I do a live broadcast on a 7 p.m. So maybe you can join on a Friday at 7 p.m, Leo. Be great to have you on board. You sound interesting and stuff. So David, yeah, many thanks. You're very, very welcome, Dave. And Steve, have you managed to give up your job now? Never seen you at this time of day. No, I haven't managed to give up my job, unfortunately, Steve. I'm losing patrons. A lot of patrons went. I was hoping Father Christmas was going to bring me some patrons for Christmas, but he didn't. In fact, he took them away, if anything. And hey, Candace, I hope I've got that right, Candace. I was asking if you were here the other day because I was playing something for your dad. I'll play you a little bit, Candace. Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know don't belong here in heaven. Would you help me stand if I saw you in heaven? Would you understand if I saw you in heaven? Beyond the door, there's peace, I'm sure, but I know I don't belong here in heaven. Time can bring you down, time can bend your knees. Time can break your heart, have you begging please, begging please. Yeah, so I was playing that, Candace. I'm glad that you heard it and you were. Oh, geez, I don't want to upset anybody. It's a very, very sad song, isn't it, Candace? I just find it's one of those songs. It's really lovely, but it's also very, very sad as well. Um, depending on what way you look at it, I mean, you could think it's an uplifting song, I suppose, in some sense, you know. Anyway, it's great to have you on board, Candace, because I didn't I didn't see you the other evening. Maybe you were just listening and stuff, but anyway, that was good. Some difficulties adhering to the monthly payments. Yeah, I think that's a problem, Philippe, isn't it? Not everybody can kind of make the monthly payments and stuff like that. So, oh, David, yeah, I wish I could do it justice. I've lost my voice a little bit and I'm not on top form today, but I just wanted to kind of around a warm fire with friends and sharing the warmth. That's a lovely thing, the cat. I feel a similar thing. It's great to be sharing everything with all you guys, and it's wonderful that you tune in and join me and things. This was a little bit just spare of the moment broadcast. So yeah, I'm gonna let you get on with your Sunday afternoon. I'm gonna go and make myself a hot drink with honey, and maybe a little bit of whiskey in there, perhaps, just to blow these cobwebs away, and retire to my bed and my book, and getting better. And I hope that all you guys have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Um, hey, Les, you're very, very welcome. Healing song for many people. Yeah, you're very, very welcome. Sorry, Leo. Yeah, I'm glad you like that. As I say, I'm a little bit rusty on some of these things, and I'm not at my best singing, but I don't want to make a lot of excuses. It just is what it is, and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I will do, Candace. I hope you have a wonderful day there too, and I hope your dad's okay and everything. Send him my best when you see him. And I look forward to seeing all you guys soon, hopefully. So have a great rest of the weekend. There's not much of it left here. And just remember that each time you kind of pick up your guitar, you're getting better and better all the time. There's so much stuff out there nowadays, to help you and things. And if you're interested in any of the things that I've touched on today, things like Kind Hearted Woman or Tears in Heaven, then if you just search YouTube for Tears in Heaven, Joe Murphy, it'll kind of come up and you'll have the whole lesson and things like that there. I just wanted to kind of remind you of some of the lessons that I've done that people may not realize that are already there. So yeah, just have a great rest of the weekend, guys, and maybe pick up your guitar for 10 minutes, because just remember, each and every time you do that, then things are improving all the time, and just enjoy the journey. That's the most important thing. Try not to think too much about the destination and everything. Um, you'll definitely get where you want to get to, but just remember, enjoy it every time you pick it up. Try not to get too frustrated, and just try and enjoy things. And hopefully, some of you will be able to join me for the Joe Show next Friday. It'd be wonderful to see you lot there. And I'm just going to read a few comments before I go, because I don't want to be David. My rusty is your best. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. What can I say? But oh no, Candace, you already helped me. Your dad helps me out. Your dad's been a Patreon of mine for a number of years now. So you don't need to worry about that. Anybody, I don't want, only anybody who can kind of wants to help me kind of continue on and stuff like that. The best place to do that is Patreon if you're interested. A lot of you guys I can see and I know that you're already Patreons. But if you're not and you're interested in helping me, then you can kind of go over there and check it out and see what you think. Let's see what we got here. Need a goal, but enjoy practicing. Yeah, just always try and stretch yourself a little bit and try and remind yourself of certain things. And somebody's just quickly asked me what's the best finger picking pattern. Okay, just start out with your thumb on here and these three fingers on the bottom three strings. Okay, and just go. And then do it the other way around. Now, it might seem, kind of very, very simple, But that's a very, very powerful exercise. If you can kind of sit there for half an hour a day going... It all starts getting a little bit quicker and even, but don't sacrifice speed for accuracy. Okay, it's much, much more important that you know, you play in time than you play quickly, because you know it's no point doing this if it's all kind of out of time. It's far, far better if it's just speed will come. Yeah, so that's a very powerful finger picking exercise. May not seem like, but it is. Okay, relax, Leo. When we put mint in with our scotch when sick, is that what you do, Candace? Chivas Regal and mint. I'd like to try that, Candace. I've only got Jack Daniels here. Does anybody want to see my cool little present before I go? What my mum got me? Is anybody interested in that? Don't all answer it once. I'm going to show you anyway. What do you think of this little chap? It's pretty good, isn't it? Everybody who's seen it thinks it's pretty wicked. It's a little guitar case. And inside, I think you can guess. There's no prizes for guessing what's in here. Let me just check there's no more little catches I've forgotten about. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah? And this is an unopened one. I've already got one on the go. I thought that was a really thoughtful present by my mum. It's got this little top thing as well that, you know, once you've opened it, you can kind of put it in your whiskey. So I thought that was really cool, because once I've drank the whiskey, I can kind of put all my strings and plectrums and things like that. But I thought it was pretty cool. Pretty good little thing, isn't it? So you can see it. It's got a little carrying case as well, so I can carry it. I should take this to my gigs, shouldn't I? And never run dry. Okay then, guys. Well, like I say, I'm going to have to let you all go now and get on with your weekend. I've taken up enough of your time. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. And I really look forward to seeing you all soon. Look after yourselves, guys and girls. And thanks for watching. All the very best. Okay? Take care.